Labor's new 60-day drug dispensing policy could force aged care residents to pay more than $800 a year for their weekly medication, according to financial analysis commissioned by the Pharmacy Guild. More than 180,000 elderly Australians receive their medicines individually portioned in the form of Webster packs. However, due to the new reforms halving the dispensing fees, with pharmacies losing up to $158,000 per year, the pharmacy sector say they won't be able to cover the costs.
These cuts that are going to come in from September 1 will result in patients having to pay for these services from their pharmacy.
Let me get this straight. To recoup some of your costs, you're going to target some of our most vulnerable.
What we're saying is, as a result of these cuts from the federal government without consulting the sector, not consulting community pharmacies, not consulting aged care, pharmacies will have to charge patients for these services that they haven't had to up until now.
This seems pretty heartless to me, though. I've got to be honest with you, if you're targeting our most vulnerable.
There is absolutely no targeting. Up until now, pharmacies have been providing these services at no charge because they've been able to do it from the dispensing funding we've had.
Let's bring in Senator Jacqui Lambie for a few different stories this morning. Jacqui, how do you feel about that? I mean, I feel like that's nuts. Am I wrong?
You know, they've already put in an extra $1.2 billion over what is going on with pharmacies. This is now another $360 million to make sure that this is covered over these Webster packs. Tammy and I, Senator Tyrrell and I, got them all back to the table to talk about this. They have been talking to the Minister about this, the Pharmacy Guild and others at the table. So I don't know what they are complaining about. Seriously, I'm beginning to worry whether this is more a scare campaign now and actually putting their hand out for more money. So I'm actually starting to get really worried. And when you are using people in aged care as ammunition, I find that quite disgusting by the Guild. Now get back to the table or stay at the table and keep talking. But don't come out here and say you're not communicating, because I've heard it from your own there is communication going on, and also from the Minister's office. So please, be very careful here. But seriously, this is starting to get a low blow when you are going after aged care. So,
well, I mean, yeah,
look,
no, that's the point I
I'd be
made.
very careful about this.
The point, I'm just sort of curious. I mean, trying to work out what their angle is here, because who could have possibly thought, well, this is a good idea. Let's target people in aged care.
Yeah, it's not a Labor thing. They don't do that. So honestly, I don't, we already know that we are struggling to pay for aged care as it is. It's not in their DNA to actually raise aged care and cost more for elderly out there. It's just not, mate. So yeah. Seriously, I'm beginning to worry about the Pharmacy Guild that now they're starting to go in overreach.
Well, I mean, you don't want businesses to collapse. They say that businesses are, and it can't be over this policy because it hasn't even started yet. But, I mean, do you have any concerns that pharmacies would have to go under?
Look, I think because they have been back at the table and they have been discussing and more money, and that I do believe Butler is in good faith, the Minister, handing out more money where he sees there could be a problem to make sure that this is covered. I would hope that, he seems to be doing things in good faith, and the Pharmacy Guild does not. That's what I'm seeing this morning on a Monday morning.
Yeah, and Mark Butler's got a press conference this morning, so we'll turn some of that around, folks. As soon as we get it onto The Voice, Jacqui, a new day, a new poll, and it all shows the same thing. There's now no measure that indicates that this is heading for any kind of success, and it's a reality check after, I suppose the positivity that emerged from Gama.
Yeah, it is a sad state of affairs. Unfortunately, I seriously don't see those polls going back up. I think it's going to get really difficult now to leach that and come over the top of those polls. What have we got? A couple of months, Pete, before that vote is going to be taken. It is getting more divisive out there. There is no doubt about that. And once again, I just think you should have stuck with the word constitution. And I think this is really confusing, people putting this voice out there and, the not quite sure what all this involves. There's either lack of detail or people are getting confused about it. You start doing that, then White Australians just going to go, you know what, it all sounds too bloody hard.
Well, I mean,
that's the unfortunate situation.
No, I've thought that too, yeah, and particularly when the Prime Minister and he's tap dancing around questions about treaty and tying himself in knots, and folks can't be blamed for having concerns about or scepticism about where it might be heading?
Yeah, it's become very muddied waters, and I just think, it seems to be too much detail. Once again, I would have stuck with the word recognition because it was sold for so many years, and then you put another. I can understand why they changed it to the voice, but seriously, if I was selling it, I would have stuck to that word of recognition into the Constitution, mate.
Yeah. You going to watch the Matildas tonight, Jacqui?
I am going to watch the Matildas, but I have to say, good on the Diamonds.
Yeah, the
mate,
Diamonds.
Good on the Diamonds last night. yeah, I was a goal attack in my day, mate, but I stuck to the basketball because I couldn't distinguish between the worst of it because, I'd be giving free shots away down the other end. I was probably a bit over keen, we would say, not quite like the old basketball.
Muscling people out, getting your shoulders involved, Jacqui Lambie.
That'd be the one, mate. I thought I was playing AFL again. But anyway, let's not worry about that.
Yeah, no, well done to the Diamonds. Good luck to the Matildas tonight. Jacqui Lambie, thank you as always.